Okay, let's start with a big question. What really separates a good athlete from a truly great one? Is it just pure, raw talent? Or maybe it's all that hard work, the sweat, the grind, that sheer grit, that refusal to ever give up? Yeah, all of that stuff is huge. But the real secret sauce, the thing that actually changes the game, it's knowing exactly what to work on. It's about being smart. And today, we're going to break down that playbook for you. Hey everyone, and welcome to Subject Simplified. Look, if you're wrestling with BTEC Unit 5 on fitness testing, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to cut through all the noise and give you exactly what you need to smash that assignment. All right, let's dive in. Okay, first things first. For this assignment, I want you to ditch the student hat for a minute. Instead, I want you to put on your detective hat. Yep, that's right. Think of yourself as a sports detective. Your mission is to gather the clues, sift through the evidence, and uncover the real truth about an athlete's fitness. And you know what every good detective knows? You've got to have a solid game plan. Success starts way before you ever pick up a stopwatch. It is all in the planning. So where do you even begin? I mean, think about it. Would you test a 100-meter sprinter the same way you test a competitive chess player? And yes, chess is totally a sport. Of course not, right? And that's because the number one rule of fitness testing is this: one size never fits all. And that brings us to our first huge concept for your assignment: suitability. The easiest way to get your head around this is the old saying, you wouldn't use a sledgehammer to crack a nut, right? Well, it's the exact same idea. Suitability just means picking the right tool, or in this case, the right test, for the right job. I mean, just look at this. It couldn't be clearer. An 18-year-old rugby forward needs explosive power, raw strength, crazy agility. That's a completely different universe from a 60-year-old marathon runner who's all about that long-haul aerobic endurance. The tests you pick have to reflect these totally different needs. Okay, so how do you actually make the right call? Simple. You use this checklist. Seriously, screenshot this, write it down. This is pure gold for your assignment. When you're justifying why you chose certain tests, you need to hit every single one of these points. This is how you show the marker you really know your stuff. Now, before we go any further, let's talk about the absolute non-negotiables: health and safety. You have to screen your subject for any health issues. You must get their informed consent, and a proper warm-up is not optional. This isn't just good practice, guys. It's an ethical requirement. You skip this, you're in big trouble. All right, so your plan is locked in. Safety is covered. Phase 1, done. Now for the fun part: execution. It's time to collect that all-important evidence. And believe me when I say this, the quality of your data is everything. You know, this quote really hits the nail on the head. It puts the spotlight right where it needs to be: on you. You can have all the fancy, expensive equipment in the world, but if you don't run the test properly, it's completely useless. Your skill is what makes or breaks the whole thing. So what's the key to being a great tester? Well, it all comes down to one word: reliability. All that means is consistency. Can you trust their results? If you test someone on a Monday, then test them again on Tuesday under the exact same conditions, you should get pretty much the same result. If you don't, well, then your data is basically junk. And this right here, this is your cheat sheet for making sure your tests are reliable. It's broken down into what you do before the test, like calibrating your gear and making sure the warm-up is the same every time, and what you do during the test. You gotta stick to the protocol like your grade depends on it, because it kinda does. These little details are what separate good data from bad. Let me put it this way. Forgetting to calibrate your skin fold calipers, that's like trying to time a 100-meter sprint with a sundial. It's just pointless. Don't be that person. Check your gear. And remember, your job is so much more than just holding a stopwatch and yelling, "Go!" You're the organizer, the motivator, the keen-eyed observer. You're doing it all. Making sure you talk about all these different responsibilities in your assignment, that's how you climb up to those top-tier marks. Okay, detective, you've laid out your plan. You've collected the evidence. Now comes the moment of truth, the debrief. This is where you put all the pieces together, crack the case, and figure out what it all means. See, a number on its own is pretty useless. A score of 16.8 seconds, so what? It's meaningless without context. But the second you compare it to other data, like the average for their teammates or what the elite pros are getting, bam, suddenly it tells a story. Now we can see our athlete is pretty good, better than average, but they've still got a gap to close to be truly elite. And that's your next move. You take that story from the data and you sort it into two simple piles. What are their strengths and what are the areas they need to work on? It's that straightforward. And now for the grand finale, your recommendation. This is the bit that will get you the big marks. Don't just say what they should do, you have to explain why. Connect the dots. Their agility needs work, so we'll add plyometric drills because that targets explosive power. See? That because is the magic word. That's what gets you a distinction. So at the end of the day, that's what this is all about. The data gives you the facts, the clues, but you are the storyteller. You're the one who puts it all together to help an athlete write their next chapter. Hey, if this helped you get your head around your assignment, do us a huge favor and hit that like button. And make sure you subscribe to Subject Simplified for more content just like this. Thanks for watching and good luck.